What's up everyone, K.D.M Sports here to give my opinion and thoughts on another big fight happening at UFC 294, October 21st. Paulo the Eraser Costa and Hamza Chimaev. This is a feud that's been going on since back at UFC 279 when they engaged in an altercation at the PI Center. This is going to be so exciting to watch two powerhouses go at it. I feel like in this matchup, most people at first sight feel as though Hamza is going to lose because they use the Gilbert Burns fight as a blueprint. There's many factors that could have took place as to why Hamza didn't beat Burns easier. One point, which I think is the most realistic point, is that the weight cut probably affected him a lot. We all know Hamza is big for welterweight. He's had a hard time making that weight class in the past. Another one is that Hamza, in my opinion, just didn't fight smart. He wasn't listening to his corner, and he wasn't using his physical attributes to his advantage, his height and reach. If he had fought smarter using these advantages, he would have probably had an easier time instead of just trading in boxing range. One of the few weaknesses I see in Hamza is that he loves to fight. He loves to bring the fight. And against guys like Paulo Costa and these bigger guys in the top 5, you really got to play to your strengths and have a higher IQ when approaching exchanges with these fighters at middleweight. Another weakness is although Hamza does mix it up striking and wrestling wise, he doesn't have a great kicking game and his boxing isn't that good. He lacks solid boxing defense and sometimes throws punches he shouldn't throw from certain ranges. He telegraphs a bit too much. That would be something to worry about against a powerful puncher like Costa. If Hamza can get Paulo to the ground, I think Hamza will win because he has excellent control and punishing ground and pound with submission ability as well. Paulo Costa's advantages for me would have to be his strength and anti-wrestling ability. He's been up against guys like Yoel Romero, who was a former wrestling Olympian. He has fast hands as well. Paulo also has a better kicking versatility. If Paulo can defend Hamza's grappling, it could be a nightmare for Hamza, because most likely I could see Paulo finishing him with a hard left hook. One thing about Paulo is he has some good body work too if you look at his career stats. So the striking offensive versatility, I favor Paulo. It's hard to really say how this fight will play out because the Burns fight is really all we've seen Hamza display on the feet since he hasn't been in the UFC long and all his other fights haven't lasted long enough. Even his last fight with Holland, he immediately shot for a takedown, so it's hard to tell how Hamza will look on the feet this time around. It's a very close fight, and I know Hamza will have an easier time with weight now that he's moved up to middleweight, and both guys will come in tremendous shape. Now Hamza does have power as well, so don't sleep on him. And Paulo has taken a lot of shots in his career too, so you can't rule a knockout happening either. The psychological warfare between these two is an interesting aspect to look at too, because like Henry Cejudo said in his breakdown, you don't really know who's taking the mind game seriously. We shouldn't look too into these Gilbert Burns and Luke Rockhold matchups, because in these bouts you could point to factors as to why they may not have performed their best. As we know, Luke had his moments for sure in his fight with Paulo, but they fought at high altitude, which seemed to affect both with cardio, and regardless, Paulo won the fight clearly. Taking everything into account, my winner for this fight would be Hamza Chimaev, in a very close decision win, considering it's 3 rounds. I can see both getting hurt, but I just think at this stage in their careers, Hamza is a bit hungrier and he's going to come out relentless but smarter this time around, knowing he's going up against Paulo. I think Hamza is going to get Paulo down at some point as well and get a good amount of control time. Thank you guys for listening to my breakdown and thoughts on this great matchup between these two elite fighters. This is really a Brazil vs Russia card for real. Make sure you guys keep tuning into my videos, and to do so, tap the subscribe button, like, share, and also any opinions, leave it in the comment section below.